Let's start with the request that we just got from Poof now. So Libra Sun, Cancer Moon, Pisces Rising. Okay, so all three signs, I would say, before jumping into my analogies with what the moon sign represents, what the sun sign represents, and then the rising sign, I would say that all these three signs have a certain type of energy. So unusually I'll start with this. I'll give you my first impression before going into each individual one. I'll give you my first impression of the combination. So I think I haven't done this in the past, but thinking of the Libra energy added with Cancer and Pisces, I would say that there's a certain gentleness to this energy. So um, there's a certain beauty, of course, because Libra is ruled by Venus, and it all has to do with beauty and harmony and harmonizing things, bringing them into balance. But then if we add the Pisces influence, Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which would be the higher octave of Venus, so even more idealizing of beauty, idealizing of love, in a bit of unrealistic way, but it's just like it's like it's like Venus on steroids when you think of Neptune. So those rose-colored glasses, that image of the world that is very yeah, it's very idealized and is very focused on harmony and beauty and balance in the world. And then the Cancer moon, Cancer, you guys know it. I call it Cancer moon. I call the heart of gold. So that's why I would say if I were to sum it up, I would say gentle beauty to this type of combination. Hi everyone. Hi. Also, my mom joined, of course. Hi. Hi guys. Yeah, so then let's go into each one of the placements. So as I usually talk about, the sun is actually our purpose in life. It's the direction that we're taking. It's um, that the direction of the spirit kind of on this earth. But then there are layers to it. There's that interface where we enter into a conversation with the others. There's the first impression that we make to others, and that's our rising sign usually. So we said Pisces rising. Pisces rising is actually I have Pisces rising myself, so I'm a Pisces with Pisces rising, but a lot of Aries planets in it. But Pisces rising has a bit of a chameleon type of energy, so it can it can fit kind of every room, every type of personality. It can adapt very well. You can even physically, because the rising sign rules the body and the physicality and how we look, how we our features and all of this. So Pisces rising, one day could look one way, the other day could look totally different. So the image is not something that's set in stone. It's something that's always changing. It's something that's very adaptable. It could have a bit of that dreamy element to it, because anything that's ruled by Neptune has a bit of that dreamy element. But it can also just be very hard to grasp, or very hard to keep a strong impression on it. Yeah, usually Pisces rising finds it easy to adapt to an environment. So I would say that people kind of, at the first impression, people probably like you, or people anyways treat you as one of their own, like you fit somehow, although there's a certain type of curiosity that has to do with Pisces. So Pisces is accepted, but it never fully fits in. Well, it's a bit more complex. But then if we think of the sun sign, so the sun sign is ruled by Venus, as I was saying. Libra sun, Libra strives for harmonizing even more. So Libra is very much in tune with the energy of the room. I would say this is another thing that all these three signs have in common, like reading the energy. It's different for the two water signs. So Pisces also kind of intuitively feels things and cannot put a finger on it, and then kind of just downloads that information from somewhere. But Libra is really perceptive of the room and of what people want, and it's really in tune with others, while Cancer moon is really in tune with the emotions of others and what others need to feel safe in the environment that they are at. So I would say that definitely one thing that this Libra does is kind of tries to please people. And adding the Cancer moon and Pisces rising, there's an energy of, okay, what would you guys like to do? What, like trying to be so forthcoming to everyone and trying to be in tune with everyone and trying to make everyone feel well. I would say that that's one of the characteristics of this combination, but of Libra in general. Like Libra tends to want to have a pleasant environment and sometimes can give in, although being a cardinal sign and being the opposite of Aries, they are very determined in what they want. So they know very well what their goal is. They know very well where they want to get, but they get there very diplomatically, so in a very pleasant way. Nevertheless, thinking then of the Cancer moon, so Cancer, I call it the heart of gold, because Cancer moon just wants everyone to feel nourished and safe, and yeah, Cancer moon just wants people around them to feel, yeah, safe around them, and is really so much so giving at times, and so much in tune with what others want, that at times it can lose itself and it loses what it wants. Like, I think one of the dangers of the Cancer moon, and I always say this, is giving a lot and then expecting, oh, just because I gave all of this, I'm waiting for it to come back. But and becoming a bit passive aggressive in this. But I think that's because they just could not imagine that someone would not feel for another person that's in a situation, I don't know, that's not favorable for them, or they don't feel um, so comforted emotionally. So they cannot imagine, they cannot, their empathy is so big that they cannot imagine that someone wouldn't do this for them. So they don't think of it, they just act. Another cardinal sign. So I would say definitely someone with Libra Sun, Cancer Moon, Pisces Rising can fall into the trap of giving too much, and can fall into the trap of being too likable, can fall into the trap in being too forthcoming, can fall into the trap of in being too nice to people. But then think of it. I said Libra is cardinal and Cancer is cardinal. Cardinal signs are known to get what they want. This is what they are known for. The other two cardinal signs are Capricorn and Aries, just so that you guys can put it in perspective. And once you want something, you have your ways to get it. It's just that these two signs get it in a more soft way. So Cancer gets it through emotional intelligence. It has that power to kind of read the room and read the needs of others. And Libra also gets it through intelligence and through just being very good at socializing and at that connection with people. So I would say that although at times the people pleasing aspect could be dangerous, there's also a lot of advantages that could come because you are so likable and so sweet and so forthcoming and so diplomatic and so nice to people. So I don't think you usually get a lot of pushback on that. I think maybe at times you might feel misunderstood, or maybe you don't even communicate this to people, or you don't say, oh, I did this for you guys 1,000 times and you didn't do that for me back. So I think this is where the danger can be, but a very a combination that's very much, I would say, even into the esoteric stuff. If you're not, then let me know. But I think you might be feeling a lot, so you might be intercepting a lot, you might be understanding a lot, about what's going on emotionally, and yeah, just that download of reading the room and reading the information. So you might be into this more esoteric side of life. Oh, by the way, you're on an astrology channel, so it makes sense. And then the other essential thing, I think, is beauty. And this can come in a more natural way, because we're also talking about Cancer, and it's just beautiful environments, creating beauty around you, creating harmonizing environments. It's also working with people. I would say that if you work with people, you can bring beauty in those interactions. But I see this type of personality, a personality that kind of has to give to a lot of people, kind of has to work with a lot of people, because there's just so much in you to give. Okay, good. So this was